This video was brought to you by Manco.store, which is owned by the same people as Manco.trade. This site is essentially an online marketplace where you can buy and sell thousands of Team Fortress 2 items. You also get your own personalized store, which you can then link to people, and they can take a look at all the items you're selling. The link to Manco.store, the marketplace, will be down below. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to a brand new video. Now, as many of you are aware, today as I'm recording this video, it is the 1st of October, which means we have officially entered spooky season. That means Scream Fortress is probably going to be just around the corner, or at least I hope so anyway, and I think this year's Scream Fortress is going to be a big one. I feel like because they missed the update in summer, they entirely skipped that, there could be a big one for Scream Fortress. But we got a bit sidetracked, so today what I'm going to be doing is something that I actually did last year around the Halloween period. So last year on the 31st of October, I counted down the most expensive Halloween hats for each class in the game. And this time I'm going to be doing the exact same thing because a lot's changed in a year. Even if the hat is still the same, the prices have fluctuated a lot, and I just thought it'd be quite interesting to take a look at. So if you want to see what it was like before watching this in 2017 at this point in time, then you can check that out down below. But of course, these are going to be the prices as I'm recording in 2018. So this is going to be the perfect way to get in that spooky mood, get the pumpkins out, start carving. We're getting in spooky season, and we're going to start off by counting down the most expensive Halloween cosmetics for each class. So there are a few rules. The first rule I want to say is it has to be unique quality, because the haunted quality prices are very inconsistent, so I just went for unique qualities. And last year, actually, I realised this when I was watching it back, I did a mixture of haunted and unique, and I'd rather keep it consistent and do all haunted or all unique. And this time I went for all unique. And second, it has to be like on the head region, you know? If it's not really on the head region, it's not getting in. So it's like the most expensive Halloween hats as opposed to most expensive Halloween cosmetics. But that's about it really, guys. So without further ado, we can get straight into the first cosmetic of the video. So guys, the first cosmetic of the video is going to be the most expensive Scout Halloween cosmetic. This is going to be the Headhunter. The Headhunter comes in at about 1.2 keys, which in refined is about 46 refined. The Headhunter is essentially like, the only way I can really describe it would be, it's like a Halloween version of the Brotherhood of Arms. It's like, you've got the hood from the Brotherhood of Arms, and like underneath the hood, as opposed to just your mercenary's face, is your scout's face, pale and covered in blood. So it's a pretty spooky cosmetic, a very edgy turn on the Brotherhood of Arms. But I really like this cosmetic, I think it looks really cool, and that is the most expensive Scout Halloween cosmetic. For the Soldier, this is going to be no surprise to anyone. The most expensive Soldier Halloween cosmetic is going to be the Freedom Feathers. The Freedom Feathers, as I'm recording this video, comes in at 5 keys, which is by far more expensive than last year. Last year, the Freedom Feathers were 2.75 keys on 94 refined. This year, they're literally double of 5 keys or 194 refined, which is pretty crazy to think this thing has doubled in price for no real reason that I can think of in the space of a year. Moving on to the Pyro now, the most expensive Pyro Halloween cosmetic technically isn't a hat, but it is on that head region, is going to be the Lollipop Liquor, or the Lollichop Liquor rather. This thing is pretty expensive as well. It's 3.55 keys, which equates to 137 refined. It essentially just like rips off the bottom jaw of your Pyro's mask and sticks out this massive like creepy tongue in like a very liquor tongue fashion. It's a very uncomfortable looking cosmetic, like it really does make me uncomfortable to look at. But it is the most expensive Pyro cosmetic. Coming up next, the most expensive Demo Man cosmetic, and this one is one you never really see. It's actually the Squid's Lid, and the Squid's Lid is this like old like sea captain hat, and it has like the skull and crossbones on top, but instead of like a skull and crossbones, there's like tentacles coming down from the bottom, so it's like a squid's human skull. It's all a bit mad. And then obviously in the same item set is the Cap and Calamari, which is like, again, like this squid with this glowing eye that's covered. So that like kind of gives you the idea that it's like this underwater sea squid captain. It's a very, very odd item set, but nonetheless, the Squid King, or the Squid's lid rather, comes in at 3.05 keys, which equates to 118 refined. So coming up next, and the most expensive item on the list, is going to be quite possibly the most widely recognized Halloween cosmetic, and some people even forget that it is a Halloween cosmetic. This item is an absolute statement piece to your Hoovie loadout. If you have this, you can guarantee that it's going to be a friendly Hoovie. This is the Chicken Kiev for the Heavy, which replaces the Heavy's entire head region with like the bird's head, like the little robin's head. This thing is actually crazy expensive, coming in at 9.8 keys, nearly 10 keys, or 380.49 refined. I mean, I just feel like you could literally get an unusual for that, you know? You could pick up an unusual hat for that. And instead, your Heavy's head turns into a little red robin's head. But nonetheless, it's like a really fun hat. You just can't take a Heavy seriously when it's wearing the Chicken Kiev. And if you're paying 10 keys, I'd expect that's what you want. Coming up next is a really awesome cosmetic, in my opinion. This is going to be for the Engineer, and of course is going to be the Beep Man. The Beep Man comes in currently at 8.5 keys, which is the equivalent to 330 refined. And the Beep Man is like, I just really like it. It replaces the whole body, so some people may argue that it's not a hat, but obviously the head is covered along with the rest of the body. It replaces like the head region with the screen of this like video console, and then it gives you this like chest pack with like a D-pad and 2 buttons that say TF on. Like, the detailing on this is crazy, and it definitely deserves that very, very high price tag of 8.5 keys. And interestingly enough, the Beep Man was the most expensive Engineer Halloween cosmetic last year, but it only came in at 6.5 keys, meaning it's gone up by a full 2 keys. Coming up next is the most expensive medic cosmetic, which is going to be the Medimedes. Like the Chicken Kiev, this replaces the entire head region of the medic with the Archimedes bird. Like, whenever you see someone using the cosmetics that replace the head region with a bird, it is very hard to take them seriously. But with a price point of 7.25 keys, or 281 refined, I guess they should be taken pretty seriously. And interestingly enough, the Medimedes made the list last year and came in at just 6 keys, or 204 refined. I'm just quite intrigued to see all of these Halloween cosmetics slowly rising in price. If anyone has any like reasoning for this going on in their head, like, it'd be really interesting for you guys to let me know. Is it because Halloween's slowly approaching and people are trying to get their hands on these cosmetics? Or is it because the contracts aren't being completed because there's no Halloween contracts, so they aren't being given out as much, so there's more of a demand? I'm really not too sure, but it's definitely a really interesting observation to make. Coming up next is the Sniper cosmetic, and this is going to be the Sir Shoots A Lot. And once again, the Sir Shoots A Lot, we're noticing a recurring theme here, is replacing the entire head region of the Sniper with the owl's head from the Sir Hoots A Lot, just magnified on a human-like scale. The Sir Hoots A Lot comes in at 4 keys, which is a quite a high price point. That converts to about 155 refined. And some of you may be disappointed to hear this is going to be the last bird cosmetic for this list. However, the last cosmetic we're going to be looking at is of course for the Spy, the most expensive Spy Halloween cosmetic. Not going by backpack.tf this time, is the Hyperbolic Bowler, which is 1.7 keys. Now the reason it's this as opposed to the Shadowman Shade is because the Shadowman Shade is 24 refined and there's plenty of listings for that. However, the Hyperbolic Bowler only has 1 on the market for 1.7 keys, so I just feel like this one's a lot harder to come by, and if you actually want to buy it, if we're going by actual selling price, this thing is worth a lot more. It's essentially a top hat made out of metal with a glass panel on the top, and inside the glass panel, because of course it's see-through, there is like a big brain. It's a really sick concept for a hat, honestly, and like, I really think there could be like a sick loadout made with this. But this thing comes in at, as I said, 1.7 keys, which equates roughly to about 66 refined, so a pretty steep price point on that one. But guys, that's just about it for this video. If you did enjoy, please do remember to leave a like and let me know your thoughts down below. as I said, this is like because Halloween's coming up, you know, so if you're like excited for Scream Fortress and stuff, leave some video ideas down below of other Halloween stuff you want me to cover. I intend on covering my predictions for Scream Fortress. I also intend on doing a Halloween special of the 1 key challenge where we build like the spookiest loadouts possible. And I just have some pretty cool ideas. Scream Fortress is always an exciting time in Team Fortress 2. There's always a lot going on and there's always a lot to cover. So if you have anything specifically that you'd like me to cover on the channel, then let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this video, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and yeah, thanks again so much for watching, and peace.